Good morning and welcome to Around the Globe on Aneke TV. First, let's look at stories making the headlines. Israeli military receives the first 7 hostages released by Hamas. Madagascar president warns of attempted coup after soldiers join protest. Mali imposes retaliatory visa bond fees on U.S. travelers. ASU begins 2-week warning strike as federal government threatens the union with no work, no pay policy. Presidency insists that finance minister didn't suffer stroke. Reactions continue to trail presidential pardon of 175 inmates. I am Aneke with the news in details. The Israel Defense Forces IDF say 7 hostages have been freed in Gaza and are now back in Israel. There were loud cheers in hostages square as news of the release emerged. In total, 20 living hostages are due to be released today. Hamas earlier released a list of their names. In exchange for the hostages, Israel will release 250 Palestinian prisoners and more than 1,700 detainees. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has arrived in Israel and will soon speak to Parliament. He will then head to Egypt for a summit attended by around 220 world leaders. In the meantime, United States President Donald Trump has landed in Israel to address the parliament before his planned trip to Egypt's Sharm el-Sheikh for a global summit on ending the Gaza conflict. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed President Trump, Ivanka Trump, and his family at the airport. Meanwhile, Madagascar's President Andry Rajoelina yesterday said an attempt to seize power illegally and by force was underway a day after a contingent of soldiers joined thousands of anti-government protesters in the capital. Mr. Rajoelina's statement came as the captured contingent of administrative and technical officers said it was taking control of the army after earlier repudiating the violent crackdown on youth-led protests that have rocked the Indian Ocean island for more than 2 weeks. There was no immediate response from other units or the military command. According to sources, India's Financial Crime Agency has raided 7 locations linked to Srirsan Pharma, the manufacturer of a cough syrup blamed for the deaths of 19 children in Madhya Pradesh. TASS revealed the syrup contained toxic ethylene glycol nearly 500 times above safe limits. The raids carried out in Chennai also targeted State Drug Control Office officials accused of aiding money laundering. Company owner G. Ranganathan, already under arrest, has yet to comment. The tragedy has reignited global concern over India's drug safety standards as the WHO warned of regulatory gaps following similar incidents in Cameroon and Gambia. Authorities have since banned multiple syrups and tightened inspections across the country. Mali hits back at U.S. as Mali has imposed visa bond requirements on United States citizens identical to those Washington placed on Malian travelers. In a tit-for-tat response to news that its government has condemned the violation of bilateral agreement, the Foreign Ministry in Bamako announced the reciprocal measures after the U.S. began requiring Malian nationals seeking business or tourist visas to post hefty bonds of between $5,000 and $10,000 starting on October 23, 2025. Mali said the U.S. program breaches a 2005 accord guaranteeing long-term visa access between the two nations and vowed to apply the same financial barriers to U.S. passport holders under the principle of reciprocity. This news broadcast is coming to you live from Aneke TV. Remember, you can follow us on all social media feeds on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at Aneke TV. Now, a quick reminder of major developments in the news. Israeli military receives the first 7 hostages released by Hamas. Madagascar president warns of attempted coup after soldiers join protest. Mali imposes retaliatory visa bond fees on U.S. travelers. Coming up shortly, ASU begins 2-week warning strike as federal government threatens no work, no pay policy. Presidency insists that finance minister didn't suffer stroke. Reactions continue to trail presidential pardon of 175 inmates. Please stay with us.
Hello, I'm Bebra Wakoba. I am Chidemi Kemede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obo Obina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV. Or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
You're still watching Round the Globe on Aneke TV. We'll bring you stories from Nigeria. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has begun a 2-week warning strike after its 14-day ultimatum to the federal government expired without resolution. ASU President Professor Chris Piwuna announced the strike at the University of Abuja, accusing the government of failing to meet key demands, including the renegotiation of the 2009 FGN ASU agreement, release of withheld salaries, and improved funding for public universities. Despite last-minute talks, ASU rejected the government's proposal, describing it as provocative and a departure from earlier agreements. The federal government, through Education Minister Dr. Tunji Alausa, warned the union that the no work, no pay policy would apply, insisting dialogue remains the only path forward. Meanwhile, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has urged both sides to return to the table, warning that another disruption would worsen student suffering and further destabilize the academic calendar. In the meantime, the leadership of the Congress of University Academics, CONUA, has declared that it is not part of any ongoing strike in Nigerian universities. A statement signed by its national president, Dr. Niyi Sumonu, the union dismissed reports circulating on social media suggesting its involvement in the industrial action. He reaffirmed the union's commitment to maintaining academic stability, promoting excellence, and ensuring the smooth running of the university system through constructive dialogue and peaceful engagement with the government and other stakeholders. Dr. Sumonu also urged members of the Congress to continue performing their academic and administrative duties diligently, report to work, engage with students, and discharge their professional responsibilities as expected. CONUA boss, however, appealed to vice-chancellors to ensure the safety and protection of CONUA members in continuing their legitimate duties within their respective institutions. He equally encouraged students to remain focused on their academic pursuits without fear of interruption, adding that the union stands by its commitment to quality education, national development, and peaceful industrial relations in the university system. Officials confirmed the presidency has debunked reports circulating in some online media claiming that the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, suffered a stroke and was flown abroad for treatment. Presidential officials confirmed yesterday that the minister is recuperating in his Abuja residence after taking ill and is being attended to by Nigerian doctors. A senior official who spoke on condition of anonymity dismissed the rumors as unfounded. Another presidency source confirmed that while Mr. Edun remains under medical observation, there is no plan to replace him. The special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Nanuga, also confirmed that the minister is receiving medical care within Nigeria. In response to the presidential pardon, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent pardon of drug traffickers, illegal miners, kidnappers, and coup plotters has continued to elicit mixed reactions ranging from outrage, suspicion of political motivation, and commendation from Nigerians. Among those who criticized the gesture was the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, as well as the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, who said the rash approach makes a mockery of the justice system and is tantamount to an abuse of presidential privilege. Recall that the president, shortly after the Council of State meeting, announced clemency and reprieve for a variety of malefactors and convicted felons in the exercise of the prerogative of mercy conferred on him by Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, but dismissing Tinubu's exercise of that constitutional stipulation as a show of political patronage. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said clemency must never be confused with complicity. Still unfolding, Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State is preparing to send a new list of commissioner nominees to the State House of Assembly as part of plans to reconstitute his cabinet following the end of emergency rule in the state. Sources in Government House confirmed that 8 commissioners will remain in office, including Dr. Adeze Ore Health, Joe Johnson Information, Christopher Green Sport, and Roslyn Oranta Women Affairs. a minor reshuffle is also expected. The move follows a recent Supreme Court ruling affirming Martin Amawele as the legitimate Speaker of the House and signals a renewed political reconciliation between Fubara and the Assembly. Insiders say the new list may include nominees loyal to FCT Minister Nyesom Wike as part of ongoing peace efforts to stabilize governance and sustain calm in Rivers State. In business, Dangote Cement has kicked off operations at its new $160 million plant in Atingwe near Abidjan, Ivory Coast, marking its 11th production base in Africa. The 50-acre facility, unveiled by Managing Director Serge Bota, boasts a capacity of 3 million tons annually, making it one of the company's largest outside Nigeria. Describing as a key step in Aliko Dangote's vision for a self-sufficient Africa, the plant is expected to create over 1,000 direct and indirect jobs while boosting local infrastructure and construction growth. We head to sports. ValueJet Airline has reassured the public of its commitment to safety after a mid-air technical scare involving the Super Eagles on their flight from South Africa to Nigeria on Saturday night. The airline said the pilot made the precautionary return to Luanda, Angola about 15 minutes into the flight after detecting a minor technical issue, including a crack on the aircraft's windscreen. A replacement jet was immediately dispatched and the team arrived safely in Uyo early Sunday morning, about 12 hours later. ValueJet, the official airline partner of the Super Eagles, reaffirmed its dedication to safety, reliability and excellence as the team prepares to face Benin Republic in Tuesday's World Cup qualifier. Still in sport, former Super Eagles skipper Sunday Olise has made a shocking revelation that late coach Joe Eriko once stripped himself naked and placed a curse on the Nigerian football team after feeling betrayed over the 2002 World Cup saga. Speaking on the Home Turf podcast, Olise said Eriko was devastated after he, alongside Stephen Kashi and Shoaibu Amodu, was sacked despite guiding Nigeria from a 5-point deficit to qualify for the tournament in Japan and South Korea. Olise, who captained the Super Eagles at the 2002 AFCON, was dropped from the World Cup squad for disciplinary reasons, said the betrayal and chaos of that era left a lasting scar on Nigerian football. In entertainment, reality TV star and entrepreneur Tacha Akide has successfully wrapped up a 24-hour Guinness World Record attempt for the most makeovers done in a single day, completing 145 transformations at the John Randall Center for Yoruba Culture and History in Lagos. Despite power outages and technical glitches, the media personality powered through the marathon session. Celebrities including Toke Makinwa, Alex Unusual, Ice Prince and Idris Aregbe were present to cheer her on, while professional photographers captured each model's transformation. Tacha, a former Big Brother Nigeria star, said the record attempt was a tribute to creativity, resilience in Nigerian women. She now awaits official confirmation from Guinness World Records. And that's all around the globe, but to end around the globe, here are the main points. The Israel Defense Forces IDF say 7 hostages have been freed in Gaza and are now back in Israel. Madagascar's President André Rajoelina yesterday said an attempt to seize power illegally and by force was underway. In Nigeria, the presidency has debunked reports circulating in some online media claiming the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, suffered a stroke. That ends the news. For breaking news and eyewitness reports, please call 0703-043-7110. Or you can send a message across all our social media platforms on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and right here on YouTube, all at Aneke TV. I am Amaka Nnechi. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world. Enugu is one of the 36 states of Nigerian Federation. It is located on a hilltop in the southern part of the country. It has a rich history and robust cultural heritage that boasts its uniqueness. Igbo is a widely spoken language in Enugu State. Enugu is popularly called the Coal City State because of its large deposits of coal and other mineral resources. Enugu has 17 local government area councils. The history of Enugu dates back to the early 20th century, when the British discovered coal in the Udi Hills in 1909, which led to the development of Enugu City in 1912 as a thriving mining town. Enugu empowered the Nigeria railway system and electric plants greatly during the colonial era. On the 27th of August 1991, Enugu was carved out from Anambra to become a state. As the home of the Igbo people, Enugu's culture reflected in its music, art, and traditions. Enugu is situated in the eastern part of Nigeria, sharing borders with Benue at the north, Ebonyi at the east, Abia and Imo at the south, and Anambra and Kogi at the west, covering approximately 7,161 square kilometers. Enugu is characterized by undulating hills, forests, rivers, and fertile soil, making it suitable for farming. The state experiences significant rainfall with an average annual precipitation of around 2,100 millimeters and temperatures averaging 28 degrees Celsius. The people of Enugu State are predominantly Igbo, one of the largest ethnic groups in Nigeria. The Igbo language is a fundamental part of their culture and identity, with many dialects spoken across the state. Language plays a vital role in shaping the culture and identity of the Igbo people. Enugu is very rich in culture and traditional practices, one of which is the New Yam Festival, Iriji, which is a traditional celebration that marks the beginning of the harvest season. Another significant cultural event is the Masquerade Festival, Mmong, a colorful display of traditional dances, songs, and drumming. During this festival, different communities come together to showcase their masquerades. Enugu State is also known for its traditional arts including wood carving, pottery, weaving, and music. Enugu's cultural traditions help promote community cohesion, social bonding, and cultural identity. In the past, Enugu's economy was largely driven by coal mining. During the colonial era, Enugu was one of Nigeria's major industrial and economic centers. Today, Enugu's economy has become more diversified with some key sectors which includes agriculture, trade and markets, education and government, tourist centers. Enugu State is an important part of Nigeria, known for its cultural richness, peaceful environment, rich history and tourist attractions. From its coal mining history to its current role as an educational and cultural hub, Enugu continues to grow and contribute greatly to the development of Nigeria.
The soul is part of us that survives every storm.
You can't see it, but you can feel it in silence, in longing, in every heartbeat that keeps going. It asks for more than food and fame. It hungers for meaning, for stillness, for the divine. The soul is where music is born, where peace begins, where truth hides. To care for your soul is the greatest act of self-love. For in the end, what we were fades, but what we are at our core remains.
Stars, moon, rainbow, and rain, heavenly bodies. The night sky reminds us we are part of something vast. Stars guide, the moon soothes, rain renews, and rainbows inspire. Even in darkness, light exists. Look up, there's beauty and wonder above.
Humility. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. It is the quiet dignity of those who serve when no one claps and rise when no one cheers. In a world shouting for attention, humility whispers truth. It chooses peace over pride and silence over show. It knows that value isn't in volume and honor isn't always visible. The humble carry unseen power. They lift others without needing a pedestal. And in doing so, they rise higher than ego ever could.